Okay, and we are on.
Beautiful. Well, I want to so warmly welcome you all tonight or today or this morning, wherever you are. I'm in Perth, Australia, so it's evening here. Or whatever time you're watching. Welcome to Embodied Pilates. This really is a class where it's for you, where you get to move in a way that honors your body. And in that, please feel welcome to challenge yourself, to rest, to adjust any of these movements so that it feels good for you. And I invite you to be really inquisitive in how things feel. Yeah, my name is Kylah McCarthy. I've been teaching movement in many forms for most of my lifetime. And so this is a bit of a culmination of lots of things that I love to explore, and I call it Embodied Pilates. So I hope you enjoy it. Is there anything else I need to let you know? I don't think so. So you've got some space, a mat if you've got it. You might like water, you might like a towel rolled up as a support. And let's get started. Now I'm going to move back, and I hope I've worked out so that you can completely see me, but we'll go from here. Yeah, so come to standing. Yeah, and you want to bring your feet right underneath your hips. Samar, can you hear me okay? Yeah, beautiful. Feet underneath your hips, turn your heels slightly wider than the toes. And then take a moment to, eyes open or closed, feel your body. And do whatever it is you need to do to land yourself in your body right now. Notice how your breathing is. Is there any tension anywhere that you feel you can release?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, let's bring a bit of movement here. So I use my hands a lot on my body. Feel welcome to touch or not anywhere that feels like it works for you. You're going to bend one knee and send the opposite hip out to the side. Really explore that range out the side, and then go the other direction. Good. Do that a few times. Now, a lot tonight or today, right now, you can work at your pace. Find a pace that works for you. That might be faster than I move. It might be slower. Good. Let's take the hips in a circle. Any direction. Beautiful. Get the outer edges. And then changing direction. Breathing. And then you might even like to explore a little more figure 8 or any kind of movement that feels really good in your hips. Taking your pelvis for a swish. You can change the motion. You can pause in places that feel good. And then come to land at center. We're going to tail tuck. Draw your tail like it's between the legs. And then duck tail. Stick your booty out. And do that a few times. Tail tuck, duck tail. Yeah. Keep going. If you wanted to see side on, tail tuck and duck tail. Yeah? And then find in between. Find where neutral is for you. Good. And now we're going to find that deep inner core engagement. So as you inhale, let everything relax. Let your shoulders drop. As you exhale, bring your awareness more into the pelvic bowl. So you have the anatomy of the pelvis, like the actual bone structure creates a bowl at the very base of your abdomen. And the muscles work like a sling across the base. to bring your mind right down into the base of the pelvic bowl. Just notice how that feels for you. And then as you next exhale, gently draw in and up at the base of your pelvis. And as you inhale, relax that completely. Again, exhaling, drawing in and up the muscles really deep to the base of your pelvis. Inhale, relax completely. Release it. Good. A few more breaths just like that. Now, for some of you, finding the engagement will be the challenge. And for some of you, being able to completely relax and release will be the challenge. And now, if you've got that deep engagement, see if you can make it a smooth, engaging, like not like a light switch on and off, but like a gradual draw up and a gradual release. And if this all sounds completely alien, that's perfectly fine as well, yeah? The next time that you exhale, engage from the base of your pelvis, and just gently, it's not like grrr 100%, gentle lift. And see if you can maintain that now for an inhale. As you exhale, reconnect to the lift from the base of your pelvis. Those deep, deep core muscles. Good. And then if you can maintain the place of your pelvis here, you can try straightening the legs. Don't let the pelvis shift. Yeah. And if you'd like to here, bring your hands to your rib cage. We're going to explore the rib cage range now. Push your ribs over to one side as far as they go. Yeah, and then shift to the other side. Do that at whatever pace works for you. Yeah, beautiful. This is probably not a movement that you do every day. So explore it. The next time you come to center, pause there. And we're turning the rib cage up towards the ceiling, or the chest up, let your shoulder blades drop back, expand open through the collarbones, and then curl the opposite direction, flex through the upper spine. Inhale, open, expand. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, curl forward. Now expand the back ribs. A few more times. Move at a pace that works. Yeah, really going where it feels good for you. You can let your neck extend with the motion. And one more each direction. Maybe teasing out a little extra. And then find where your rib cage is centered, stacked on the hips. We're going to take one hand, press to the ground, and let your neck stretch by taking the head over to the side. Yeah, really expand the fingers, press your hand down. Breathing. And other side. Slow breath all the way out. All right, let's interlace the hands behind the head. Now, as you press your head into your hands, you want the base of your skull to press back. So there's a feeling of lengthening the back of your neck and almost a little bit of a chin tuck. Not dramatic, just a little. Yeah, standing as tall as you can. Feel your feet firm the ground. We're taking a twist to one side. You can choose your favorite side first. Exhale out as you rotate. And inhale to center. And then take the other side. And keep your elbows as wide as you can. Smooth rotation through the ribs. Good. Pause at center. And now we're going to play a little bit, right? Shift your weight over to your left leg and pick your right foot up off the ground, just. Now what you do is you hug up into the hip socket, but still push the sole of your foot towards the ground. And now bring yourself back to center as close as you can. Okay, take a deep breath in, stand tall. And as you exhale, rotate away from the lifted leg. So to the left side, inhale back to center. I know we've already added some heat, right? Okay, rotate one more time. Get a little extra on it. And center, touch down. You can shake out your arms. I'm a massive fan of shaking. I feel like it's one of the most unleashing movements you can do. All right, interlace your hands behind your head again. And this time, hover your left leg just off the floor. Good. Now feel the base of your pelvis drawing up gently. You can even follow that length right up along the spine through the crown of the head. As you next exhale, rotate around. Get a little extra rotation there. And back to center. Can you keep your hips steady? One more time. Ribs reach back. Center. And touch down. Again, lifting the right leg. Try and stay as centered as you can. Like if someone couldn't see from the hips down, that you just look like you were standing on 2 feet, right? Okay, take your right leg for a wander forward. Back underneath you, and then send it straight back behind you. Woo. Do that again, like pedestrian. Good, good. This time we're going to create D, capital D. So come forward, round the outside. Really hug in at the back behind you, then slide through the center. Your pace. Nice breathing, tall, draw up from the base of the pelvis, and then changing direction. Oh, hi, we have a little visitor. Good. Try and keep your toes arrowing forward. And the whole inner seam of your leg hugs the center line. Nice. As you take the leg back this time, pause there. Pause there. Now I'm going to shift myself forward. Maybe be aware of your furniture. Whoop. And we're coming into a low lunge, or actually a high lunge. Bend your supporting leg and go as slow as you can. Lift up from the base of your pelvis to touch down your back foot. Now, if you need more stability here, go a bit wider with your feet. And bend the back knee. We're going to try and stretch open the front of the hip. So you push out of the back foot and have a play with it to where it feels like you're getting really open through the front hip flexors. And then we can also take a wrist stretch here. So opening up the back of the wrist, and if you can see that, opening up the back of the wrist. Yeah. And then press the heel of your palm away, really stretch open the forearm. Beautiful, keep breathing. All right, push one more, push forward through the hips. God, words are really eluding me tonight. Okay, we're gonna come back to hover as slowly as you can. Bring your weight forward. Zip up from the base of the pelvis. And touch down. All right, other side. Find your center. And then hug up your left leg. Do you feel that you're still pushing down strongly through the leg? So see if you can pick it straight up without to the side or without forward, without bending the knee. Nice, let your shoulders relax. Take the leg forward and take it back. Good. And then when you're feeling like you could explore a little more, circle around the outside. Good. How steady can you be? Whatever pace you move at, keep it smooth and keep yourself standing tall, changing your direction. Good. Notice not to ducktail here, tailbone arrowing the ground. Good. Pause when your leg's behind you. Bend your supporting leg and slide it back as slow as you can. Gentle touch down. Bend the back knee, thrust forward. Make sure you've got wherever you need to find the stretch through the front hip, and then wrist. And press away. Good, good. And then the last thing on our feet. That might not be the truth. Bring one leg forward. Doesn't matter which one. You're gonna bend into both knees and then push your hips back, curl up the toes. Bending in, push both hips back, lengthen the back of the leg. Yeah, I'll show you full profile. There's front on, and here's side on. Pressing in, lift the back heel, and then lift the front toes. One more time. Warming through your feet, let your feet really open up and explore. And come back to hover. And changing sides. So this can be a really small, deliberate motion for you, or you might be like wild and free with it. Listen to how your body wants it. Good. Noticing that bit of movement through the ankles. You might not have gotten that a whole lot today yet. Good. One more time. Push your hips right back, lengthen out. And then hover. Okay, landing down. Take the feet just a heel toe or two wider. Toes turn out. Lift from the base of the pelvis, right up along the length of your spine. And we're going to take a sit back. So arms wherever they balance for you. Sit your hips back and down. Back and down, back and down. Find where your bottom edge is. And then push through the heels to stand tall. Good. Two more, but this time super smooth. Whatever pace works for you, keep breathing. See, notice how you want to pop up really quick? Maybe. Make that bit even slower. Smooth and attentive. Good. Beautiful. All right, are you a little bit warm? You're going to come to the back edge of your mat, whichever edge works for you. Good. Standing tall, arms up overhead. You can always take them wide or through the center or through the front, whatever feels good. Now, as you reach your fingertips, let your shoulders shrug up to your ears. Let that happen. That's naturally how we reach. Feel the sides of your body extend. Feel your feet ground down. Take a deep breath in. And then hands down, tuck your chin, bend your knees, rolling down. Just find where your first edge is. Take a breath in there. Use your exhale to roll up. Now we're on the move. Inhale, lengthen tall. Tailbone draws to the ground. Exhale to soften the knees and roll. Pause with your inhale. And roll up with your exhale. One more just like this. Keep going. Now, if you find that you want to take a few more breaths for the movement, then do that. Yeah? Letting each vertebra cascade off the pelvis. Yeah, maybe getting a little more depth there. Now, a couple more roll downs, or we're going to walk it out. So the next time that you find your hands towards the ground, bend your knees, walk the hands out along the mat. Now your hips stay steady, steady, steady. Find plank, knees can come down, breathe in, and walking back as you exhale. Rolling up. Good, keep going. If you want to stay with a roll down, absolutely perfect. Yes, see how smooth. It's like, you can imagine a panther in the jungle as you walk your hands out, if you're walking. The next time that you come to plank, pause there. Take your time. And if you haven't come out to plank yet, come and join us in plank. Strong center. So find the base of the pelvis, draw up. Good, now always option to bring the knees down, that's perfect. And one more breath here. Push the floor away through the hands. Good, and bring your knees down underneath the hips. All right, let's establish some shoulder mobility here. So hands are under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to do a thing called wildcat. Bring your shoulders up to your earlobes. And then let the chest drop. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, down your back, then push the floor away. Big shoulder roll. Shoulders to ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, down your back, push the floor away. Yeah. So you got this big shoulder roll with your hands on the ground. Now you can have all sorts of experiences here. Sometimes it's a little bit crunchy. Sometimes it just feels like, where are they in space? Go with that. Yeah, so you can get even more movement of your shoulder blades, these like river pebbles, these broad bones across the back of the rib cage. They want to be able to glide. Yeah, see if you can go in the other direction. So you're coming up and over. And notice that it might just get that little bit more smooth. Yeah, big range. Good, and then find where your hands are pushing the floor away. The shoulder blades are spread across your back, but the tops of the shoulders, they're soft. Notice if your shoulders like to hustle around the ears. Yeah, draw them down and away. Okay, we're going to ducktail here. Whoop, and tail tuck. Do that a few times. You can move this with your breath. Good. And then find neutral spine, tailbone arrowing back, crown of the head reaching forward. And then here, connect with the base of the pelvic bowl and draw gently up through your center. And because you're horizontal, it's going to be a horizontal pull now along the spine. Yeah. You can also feel for the front hip bones, that's that bony part right in the front of the pelvis, that there's a pull away from the floor just slightly. Like as if you had your lowest seat belt, but you were strapped up to the ceiling. Hey, maintain this. You have this long spine. You have a draw up from the base of the pelvis. Take one leg without shifting your center. Take one leg back behind you. Now push your foot to the floor. Really firmly push your foot like a runner's start. Feel the muscles of your leg like they're warming up. They're hugging around like the thigh bones and leg bones. Okay, keep lifting the base of the pelvis gently and take the leg maybe to the sky. You don't need to go any higher than the hip. And notice what might want to happen is you want to shift to the side or you want to pick the hip up. Try and keep everything centered. Now maybe get lighter on the opposite hand and maybe extend that arm out overhead. If you want to feel more grounded, both hands to the floor. Breathing. Front hips keep drawing up. Don't let gravity have them. And we're going to gracefully land. And now anytime you need to come off your wrist for a moment, do that, okay? We're going to take the other side. Reset center, send the other leg out. Push your foot to the floor. Like really firmly ground your foot. Let the floor give you feedback there. Maybe lift the leg. Keep that same energy in your leg. Maybe lighter on the opposite hand and extend it out overhead. Full reach through your body. Breathing. And ninja landing. Soft as a feather. Hey, come back to the first leg. Now this time, maybe you extend both arm and leg. And we draw the elbow and knee in closer. Exhale, extend. Inhale, draw in. Good. One more time. Without curving the spine, keep the spine nice and long. Extending out. This time we're going to the corners, compass. As you exhale, take your leg and hand to the corners. As you inhale, hug the center. Now, if you want to feel more grounded here, hand to the floor. Back to center. Keep going. Yeah, beautiful. Now, how smooth can you make that motion? Like you're gliding across the surface. Keep breathing. Yeah, and even here, lengthen through the neck so the base of your skull is lifting towards the ceiling. The next time you come to center, pause there. Pause. And then touch down like a ninja. And we'll take the other side, yeah? So find your center. Same time, hand and leg, maybe. Send it up. First hugging in, elbow towards knee. Keep the spine long. Send it out. Inhale, bring them in. Exhale to extend. All the while, you want to keep hugging the center line. So the whole inner seam of your leg hugs the center. And the next time you extend out, take compass out to the corners. And inhale to center. Hips are steady. Heart is open. Long through the spine, long through the neck. You get this sense of like a powerful leg. And if your arm's extended, powerful arm, but moving with such grace. Yeah? Beautiful. The next time you come to center, pause there. And touching down. Whoo! You can come off the hands. If your wrists need a little bit of love, do that. If it feels good to sink back into prayer stretch, then do that. All right, we're going to play with one more thing on our hands for now. And it's called Beast. So this is like your inner fierce. So come back to all fours and ducktail, tail tuck, find neutral. Take a deep breath in to prepare. As you exhale, reconnect to the lifting the base of your pelvis. That really deep inner line, yeah? Right up the spine. And with your next exhale, tuck your toes, lift your knees just off the floor. As you inhale, you might land. And then as you exhale, go for another lift. Knees just off the floor. Now, some of you might stay and hover for a little longer. And then land down. Yeah, if you haven't had a play yet, come join. Good, now it's tempting to get the knees way up. No, 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 just brushing the floor. Now, if this is like your edge right here, beautiful, play in that space. If you want a little extra right now, slowly, slowly get lighter on one foot and maybe pick that foot up off the floor. Then touching down, lighter on the other foot, pick the foot just up off the floor. Touch down, you got one more breath here. One more lift. And landing down. Woo. This is such a humbling practice because it's not your Instagram fancy moves, right? Like they don't look amazing, but oh boy. Here, we're going to come down to the ground. So let's take our time with that. Take your knees a little further back. And you know what? Because we're here, you're going to do the most feel-good push-ups you've ever done, okay? Set your hands a little wider than the shoulders, a little wider, maybe the outer edge of your mat. Now you can choose knees or toes here. Go with what works for you. We're going to start with wildcat. With the arms straight, let the chest drop, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Then push the floor away, spread your upper back. Again, arms straight, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Then push the floor away. Now, hips are better a little higher than sinking too low. Good, good. Now exhale away as you push away. Exhale out as you push away. Now can you do this and keep the tops of your shoulders soft? Notice if you got some ear hustling going on. See if you can draw down the shoulders, draw down the shoulder blades. Good, one more time. Neck long, so base of the skull towards the ceiling. And then from wildcat first, then bend the elbows. Exhale, push the floor away. Two more. Bend the elbows. Tops of the shoulders still soft. Good, last one. Wildcat, shoulder blade squeeze. Bend the elbows. This one, push away, and then slowly all the way down. Whew. Enjoy the landing. Okay, we're going to roll over onto our back. Good, good. Land your feet to the floor. Let your shoulder blades land heavy. And then notice if you follow from the center of your chest, the bottom rib all the way around, find the back of your bottom rib and press it to the floor, the back of your bottom rib. Hey, from here, relax the arms. We duck tail and tail tuck. Do that a few times. Keep breathing, maybe moving your breath with each movement. And if you're doing that, find it in a way that feels good for you. And then find neutral. You want to feel the sacrum, the back of the pelvis, grounded here. Yeah, hips are heavy to the floor. There might be a little bit of space under the lower back. And then bring your mind to the base of the pelvis, base of the pelvic bowl. Gently draw up. Maybe follow that lift right along the length of the spine. Taking a breath in here. As you exhale, get lighter on one foot, maybe lift it just off the floor. As you inhale, land it. Now let nothing else change. As you exhale, pick the other foot up and inhale to land. Keep going. Exhale to lift. The smallest lift that you can. Like you're just leaving enough space to maybe slip a piece of paper underneath your foot, you know? Keep going. Good. Get really connected with this. Doesn't need to be grrr. You want to actually feel there's this sense of being relaxed here and working really deeply into your core, into that pelvic bowl. Yeah, a real source of power. Now you're so welcome to stay with this. If you would like to, you can pick it up a little higher to tabletop and come back down for that ninja touchdown. And by that, I mean you're so aware of landing the foot lightly and the other leg taking off. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. And keep the sacrum pressing. Check that back bottom rib is also pressing. Then broaden the shoulders out to land on the ground. And you're so welcome to stay here. You might choose to keep the leg up, one leg up. Use your next exhale to lift the other leg to tabletop. And then just pause here a moment if you're in tabletop. You can always keep, you can do any of these movements from the ground, from feet on the ground, yeah? So anytime the feet want to come down, do that. Back bottom rib connected, back of the sacrum connected, shoulder blades broad. From here, tap one foot towards the floor as you exhale, maybe find the floor, inhale it back up. Change sides, exhale to tap, inhale to lift. And keep alternating your legs. Now, if at any point you feel like your lower back is doing the work, pause and reset your center and then take your time with it. You see, notice the parts that you do really fast and see what happens when you slow that bit down. Smooth, continuous motion, yeah? See how that feels. Now, if you want a little more challenge to your tabletop, you would take the knees just slightly further away from you and see how that feels. Yeah, and if you want to go a little easier with that, then pull the knees a bit closer to your chest. Good. Now, option to stay. Option to stay here, option to rest. You might like to try extending the leg out and coming back in. Exhale, extend. Inhale, return. Now, if you want less gravity to pull on your leg, then take it further up to the ceiling. And the lower that you bring that leg down, the more challenge you'll find. Sacrum pressing. If your lower back is doing any of the work here, then press it firmly to the floor as well, or rest and reset. Lifting from the base of the pelvis up. Now, if you do like the little bells and whistles, here you can add a J scoop and back to tabletop. Extend, a little lift on the end, back to tabletop. So it's like you're adding a flick of the J, the letter J, the tail on the end. Good. Nice. Let your shoulders still relax. Let's go another 18 seconds, shall we? The pace you're working at is perfect. Good. Breathing fully alive in your body, fully warm at your center. Good. Hugging both knees into your chest or let your feet rest down. How are you? Good, good. Yeah, all right. Let's play a little longer here, yeah? Oh my goodness. Yes, we will play just a little longer here. I just saw the time. So from here, let's come into pendulum. So arms can come wide. You can either do this with your feet on the ground or coming to tabletop. Now, as you exhale, reconnect with your core. Draw up the base of the pelvis. As you inhale, take your knees over to one side, just a little. And exhale to center. Inhale other side. Exhale through center. Now, how smooth can you make that? Seem like the way a yo-yo moves, where it never fully stops. There's just this moment pause and then it goes back in the other direction. And some of you might like to extend the top leg to add a little extra challenge. And then back to center and tabletop. Inhale. Use your exhale to pull the knees or legs back to center. You only test your edge. You know, I've always worked with, you have this first edge of, oh, like, oh, that's interesting. And then there's this play zone. You can be in this zone before you get to an edge of, oh, or like, ouch. You don't go past that. So play in this edge for yourself. You got one more on each side. Good. From here, we're going to roll all the way over onto our front. You're going to try doing that with no hands if you like. Extend your arms out, extend your legs out, and slowly make your way to skydiver. All right, on your front, press your feet to the floor, like those tops of your feet. Press them to the floor. And here, lengthen your tailbone back towards the heels. Your arms are in a W shape, like here. Elbows just a little lower than the shoulders. Forehead pressing to the ground. Draw up the base of the pelvis. Now from here, as you next exhale, lift just your arms off the floor. And then each inhale, broaden out your collarbones, the tops of the shoulders. And each exhale, pull the elbows together and further down your back. You got 2 more breaths here. Inhale, expand. Exhale, pull the elbows. 1 more breath. Keep pressing your feet. Keep pressing your feet to the floor. Keep drawing the tailbone back. Good. Resting down. Okay, this time, flight once more. As you exhale, lift the arms. And then you might like to try lifting the head. Don't change the length of the neck. From here, tailbone long. Extend one arm slowly out overhead. And pull the opposite elbow further back, like you're on a rock climbing wall. And then changing sides, extend one arm out, pull the opposite elbow back. Inhale to reach. Exhale, pull the elbow back. Changing smoothly as you can. Good, keep going. Again, find a pace that works for you. You're looking to feel the mid back with all the heat, the shoulder blades drawing down the back. As you reach your arm, let your shoulder blade reach with it. Beautiful. 1 more each side. Breathing, expanding. Nice. Resting down. Let's take that for a little, no, I don't know what I was going to say there. We're going to take breaststroke. So we're going to make it a whole lot grander, right? Starting in your W, press your feet, tailbone long to the heels. So you make space through the lower back. Draw from the base of your pelvis up. As you next exhale, lift your W. Hands, elbows, head lifts. Now, as you inhale next, reach both arms overhead. As you exhale, swim wide back beside your body as far as you go. W, overhead as you inhale. Swim as you exhale. W, Good, keep going. Press the big toe and the pinky toe to the floor. Yeah, keep the legs strong and solid as a base. And then go as smooth and grand with your swim as you can. If you have the space where you are, keep the arms as long and straight as you can the whole way through. And then hug like your pinky fingers are trying to reach towards the thighs. Nice. Do you get the freedom of this swim? And feeling the shoulder blades have that freedom across the back. Good. You got another, let's go 12 seconds. Beautiful, just like you are. Last swim, full reach, spread your fingertips. Come to W and rest down. Whew. All right, we're going to do just a little bit of side lying work. And then we're going to do something I call Pilates play, where it all comes together, okay? So come to a side lie. So you want your shoulders in line with the hips, in line with the feet. And you can use your, if your shoulder enjoys being out long and you can rest your head on your arm, go for it. If it doesn't like that, bend your elbow, rest your head in your hand. Or this is where you can use your towel rolled up. From here, duck tail and tail tuck. Do that a couple of times. And then find neutral, right in the middle for you. Feel that for you. And then add a little bit of extra tail tuck. So there's an energy pull of your tailbone towards your heels here. Good. And then make sure your hips are stacked, the top hip right on the bottom. And then reach underneath your body and you're looking for lightness at the bottom waist. Lift your bottom waist, right? The waist that's connected to the floor. Now for you, there might be air in that space, or it might just be lighter on the ground. Perfect. A top shoulder draws away from the ear. This is like building the rocket before you take off. Center set, draw up from the base of the pelvis, and then extend your top leg out powerfully. Now feel you're speaking right through to your feet. Feel the toes spread, push through the inside of your foot as well as the outside. I'm going to take the leg forward, pedestrian, just like we did standing up. Back underneath you, and then take it back behind you. Back underneath. Bring it forward. So center, stable, and back. You can stick with this if you'd like to, infinity to figure 8 forward. And then take a loop back behind you. Smooth, steady, and find a pace that works for you. Notice here that combination of being powerful in knowing your position in space, but with this grace, absolute like beauty of movement and a freedom to your movement. Okay, change the direction of your infinity. So if you're scooping up, you're now scooping down, and really explore the space behind you, the unknown. Yeah. And sometimes kind of like an edge of uncertain. Even if it means being on the edge of your balance. Okay, pause underneath you. We're taking a rectangle. Choose any direction first, but when you find the corners, really get into the corners. Long, straight lines. Notice for you if this shape is more familiar or comfortable for you. or if you prefer to have swish. Okay, change directions. I know. You're doing a beautiful job. Spread your toes, reach right through the foot, bottom waist lifted, base of the pelvis drawing up, just gently, like just a hug there. All right, last thing here, bring your leg forward and lift and lower. Any pace, so you can find some speed here. Keep the bottom waist lifted, especially as you lift the leg. Another 5 seconds, that is all. Good, bend the knee, roll onto your back and place the outer ankle on your thigh. This is for a stretch. Push your knee away. If you want to, you can reach for the other thigh. Some of you can reach for the shin. Keep the foot flexed. Keeping the top foot flexed. Yeah, just create some structure and protection for the knee joint. And then really open the knee out. Let the outer hip open. Whew. We have the other side. Setting yourself up. Notice that each side is a really different experience. So if you need to make a different adjustment, do that here, yeah? And then ducktail and tail tuck. Find neutral. Bring a little bit of extra tail tuck. And when you've got your bottom waist lifted, you're feeling long through your spine, draw up the base of the pelvis and extend the top leg out. Pedestrian, slide it forward when you're ready, back underneath you and take it back behind you. Now what wants to happen is the hips want to get a bit groovy here. Try and keep your hips center stage. And it's just the leg penduluming. Good. The other thing you might notice is the front buttons starting to pop. Keep your tail long, drawing towards the heels. If you'd like to, infinity. Scoop it out. You can take this to whatever degree you like, right? But really explore back behind you, the unknown, the balance tipper. Good, change direction. Good. Make it one more. So smooth. Okay, let's make it a rectangle. So now long, straight, sharp edges. Get right into each corner, especially those back corners. Get your heel right into those corners. How straight and precise can you make the sides of your rectangle? And then pause and go in the opposite direction. Yeah, I know you're feeling this. Good, keep pushing through the sole of your foot. You got one more rectangle. Pause in front and lift and lower. Just 8 seconds. Find your pace. Ooh la la. Hey, bend your knee, roll onto your back, take a stretch. It's a figure 4 stretch. In yoga, it's often called an upturned pigeon. Breathing. Yeah, enjoy your breath. All right. You can take some time right now. Take a minute to do anything that your body feels like. You might want to ground your feet and come up into a bridge, rolling up through the spine. There might be a particular stretch you want to take. And we're going to make our way to our feet. And take the next minute or so. Just awesome. So we're going to take a couple of minutes to do what I call Pilates play, where we bring everything together into this like integrated movement. And it's the opportunity to have some fun if you haven't been having any of that. So when you're ready, come to your feet, please. You want a little bit of space for this. So if you need to kind of work with what you got, then work with what you got. Okay, once you've found your feet, ground down into your feet, draw from the base of the pelvis up. We're going to lift the right leg off the floor, hover. Again, push through the whole leg, but hug up at the hip socket. So nourishing for the hip here. Okay, find your balance. Bend your supporting leg, slide the right leg out. And go as far out as you can. Reach, 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 reach. Before landing your foot, scooch low. Push your back hip pocket to the corner. And then come back. Get your weight onto the left leg. Pick the right leg up. And we're winding the knee. Inside to outside. Land behind, curtsy. Wind it back, just the way you came. And then aeroplane. Send your leg back, your wings wide. Extend, float, open, keep reaching, reaching, reaching. And back the way you came. Arms up. Lift your knee as high as you can. Stand as tall as you can. And we're going again. Ha! Push your leg out. Glide across the floor. Shift your weight. Low, ninja-like. Good. How gracefully can you lift your leg? Wind the knee. Curtsy, just to where it feels good. Wind it back. And then aeroplane, wings wide. Good, broaden out. Go exploring. And full reach, bring it all up, surge upwards. Find both feet. Let's take the other side, shall we? So hovering your left leg when you're ready. This is something to take your time on. Glide the leg out like you were on a skate. Ninja low. Don't push your knee to the side, push your back hip pocket to the side. Come back. Now you can totally take more time with this, right? You've got the move. Wind it. Enjoy the flow. See how seamlessly you can move. Reach. Good, one more time, all yours. Beautiful. Lift from the base of your pelvis. All of this grace and power from your center. Yes, strong rudder back. Spread your fingertips right to your edge. And draw up. Breathe. Touch down. And shake it out. Oh, so wonderful. We're going to take just 20 seconds. Ooh. 20 seconds right here to recenter. So standing tall, eyes open or closed. And we're going to start from the crown of the head. Moving down your face, let it soften. Let your jaw soften. Moving down, let the throat relax. Let the space around your heart soften. Let your belly relax. Now the pelvic floor, the base of the pelvis, relax. Take your mind down your legs and feel your weight in the ground. Soft center, head right down to your feet. Take another breath right here. And thank you so much for being here. Beautiful stuff.
Thank you very much. I loved it.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Look, I'm happy to stay and chat and answer any questions that you have. I'm so, so grateful, Simar Deep, for having the Radiant Women Retreat. And it's just such a pleasure to be with you tonight, to be able to be in your body and move it. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. This was such an amazing session. I feel like the movements were so small, but at the same time, it was not that easy.
Yeah.
It was challenging. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love that too, that it's a real bread and butter kind of practice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you got that, like, small but wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Small
Yeah,
but
it was amazing.
yeah.
What did you say, Magdalena?
I said small but demanding. I really felt it, because normally I do power yoga, so all the movements are, you know, in sequences and very you know, forceful, let's say. And I really feel very tired after 1 hour of my yoga class. But now I also feel tired, because I really enjoyed it, and I concentrated on all the moves and all the explanations you were you know, telling us. Yeah, so it was really good.
Great. Yeah, I totally get it with power yoga, and it's actually a beautiful combination too. Like, you might be able to bring some of this, like the minute, into your yoga practice and just see what happens. Yeah. Wonderful. I hope it wasn't too much. I felt for a moment, I was like,
amazing. It was
saying
really,
a lot.
really good. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this was my first Pilates class, so I really enjoyed it.
Beautiful. Welcome. Welcome to a whole new world.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you do
Great.
class? Do you do class offline as well in Perth, or only online?
No, I only teach offline usually.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So I have a regular couple of classes just down the road.
Okay.
Yeah, love it.
Do you have restrictions in Australia now? You open? Do you have opened the studios, or is it still
Right
closed?
now,